But see,
you
like
do have the
football,
opportunity to be the best parents in the crowd. You can dress up. You can cheer. You will be the loudest. And that's the show.
You can perform.
Like, you can do it!
Yeah.
Like,
full
great.
paint, just just the whole
head
smear.
to toe.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Phil, you know what else is full body paint?
What's that?
Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Pixel. My name is Kevin. With me, as always, is Phil. On today's show, special guest Jesse Cox. Hi, Jesse.
Hello. We full body painting? Is that what's happening
Full
now?
body
that's-
painting today.
That's
I'm
why
excited.
the cameras are on.
Yeah.
That's why the cameras are on. I just got it. Okay, I'm just going to take
We're trying to catch
okay.
that YouTube crowd that we haven't quite gotten just yet.
We haven't quite gotten the YouTube capture that we want, but, maybe the
full body painted,
paint.
that's going to do it. I have a
do it.
feeling. Yeah.
It'll do it.
That's what we need. That's what the show needs.
Yeah.
So today we got Jesse here to discuss a book with us called Bases Loaded 2, the second season. It's a Worlds of Power book. Jesse, for those who might not know you, what would they know you from?
First off, how dare you with this book? How
I know.
dare you?
I know.
I was ready to come on and have like a literature discussion.
No.
Like, let's talk literature. That's not what this is.
Not with this show. No. We every now and then with something like of actual admirable quality falls into our lap, and we spend half of the episode going, "It's a good book. I don't know what to do." But mostly it's
So
this.
just we had Mathis on, and it was Blaster Master.
Love that.
And we had
What
Alex
would even
on.
what would be the story?
there's
sometimes-
a whole story.
There
I
is
did
a
not
whole
know.
story with Blaster Master
I
that
did not
actually
know.
the
Wait,
book
wait.
inspired.
So what you're saying is that actually did have a story, unlike the book we read, which
Which
had
did
no
not.
story.
Which is just
Understood.
bad news bears. Like that's
Right.
what this was.
But imagine if, like, instead of discovering the journal of a man turned crazy by eldritch deities,
Yeah.
we just found the journal of a guy who was secretly writing about the ball game.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It's like,
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's the book.
it constantly feels like it's being written under duress. Like it's a day in the life of Ivan Denisovich or something like that.
I've
where it just-
never seen anything like it. This is a first. I am, first off, honored to be here, but secondly, shocked that such a bit of writing exists. I just didn't
It's amazing.
expect it to be.
This might be the last Worlds of Power book. I think we've gone through all of
there's
them.
Wizards and Warriors that we haven't
Oh,
done.
okay.
But you're right. We're almost done. We've tried to space these out, and especially when we have a guest, because they're easy to read, they're quick, and that kind of thing. And we're running out. We're gonna have to find stuff. But fortunately, a lesser known Sega version also exists,
Which is
and
what we
that's-
gave to Alex. We
Yeah,
gave
we-
Alex
Road
a
Rash.
Road Rash, which was basically the same thing as this book, but for Road Rash.
Yeah. Just making it up. Sure. Fuck
Feels
it.
like they can't keep getting away with this. It feels
true.
insane. The fact that there's so many of these, and it has the Scholastic logo on the cover.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
someone said, this is important for
Yeah.
the kids to read. Send it to the book fairs right
We-
next to Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark or whatever, and
Right.
Chicken Soup for
Yeah.
the Soul.
Well, that's
We
pretty
talked-
much where these were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We interviewed Seth Godin, who is FX9. Seth Godin is like now one of the preeminent tech bloggers of all time or something like that. But before he did that, he did Worlds of Power. And basically he watched his nephew play video games one day and he said, "Are there any books about this?" And his nephew was like, "I don't know." So he's like, he went to both Nintendo and Scholastic and was like, "I have an idea." And Arakawa, who was president of NOA at the time, was like, "Yeah, sure, fine, whatever." And then he pitched it to Scholastic, and Scholastic was like, "Yeah, we're not going to just give us a finished manuscript and we'll publish it." Yeah. And he was like, "Perfect."
I mean, that's what this is, all right.
And Nintendo was like, they literally were like, we are not going to give our public blessing, but we promise not to sue you.
Yes,
Like it was
that's
that
exactly.
type
That
of
was the rule. It's
situation.
like we're not going to put the Nintendo seal of quality on this.
Yeah.
But we're also not going to stop you from doing it. That was the deal that he struck.
Yeah.
So we got this classic based on the Jellicoe second game of a franchise that's dead.
That's very dead.
Very dead. And I mean, this is not the only way. There is a Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest Worlds of Power, but not a Castlevania 1. There is a, what is it? What's the other one? Mega Man 2. There's a Mega Man 2, but there's no Mega Man 1. Yeah. So it's a proud tradition. And here's the thing. Nothing about this is unique to Bases Loaded 2 versus Bases Loaded 1. You could have just said Bases Loaded. We didn't need...
Yeah, that's a really good point. I guess the only thing that matters is the fact that the covers are the same.
I think that might be it. I think that was like,
pretty much it.
Like, what's really funny about this, actually, this segues very into your very first question, by the way. I do a show called Scary Game Squad, and on that show, one of my fellow compatriots in Scary Games, his whole history with them is he never really played them, but he did read the Scholastic books. And so he's like, oh, I read all the Resident Evil books when I was a kid, but I never played the games. And that's how I feel about this.
Yeah.
If mom and dad, like, I guarantee someone saw the book cover, it looked the exact same as the game, and we're like, well, read this book.
Yeah.
Books are fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
And that's all it was. Like Godin totally said, he was like, look, we were just like, this was a way to get gamer kids to read, and we could make some cash. Like,
I'll tell you, I took my daughter to Barnes and Noble. My daughter is 12, and she saw the Five Nights at Freddy's, not the ones that we covered, but the Fazbear Frights ones or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like a 4-part box set, and she's like, "Can I get these?" And my daughter only reads manga. She only reads manga, and I was like, but this is just words. This is just prose. And she's like, yeah, I'll read it. And I was like, okay, yeah, we'll get it.
yeah.
That really is kind of like the long con for a kid. It's like, oh, I like this thing. It's a book. I'm definitely going to get that.
That's it. Yeah, well, and that's when you have an entire show centered around video game novelizations, that's 95% of what you're doing. I think Halo might be one of the only franchises that we have covered on this show that just truly wanted to create some outstanding standalone literature.
Right.
And everything else, it's like the Dark Souls novelization we read is barely. It is so faint. The tie-in to the video game, it made Kevin's head explode. He was so angry because he loves those games. So there it is. I can't believe it's still intact.
It's still right here. It was written by Michael Stackpole.
A legend. You'd think it would be great.
You'd think it would be good.
That's what we said.
I was like, X-Wing, motherfucking Michael Stackpole. Garbage.
It's garbage. I was like, this was just it's a generic 80s fantasy plot that he had already. And he was like, I need to pay for this RV. And they were like, here you go. And he's like, great, thanks. This'll do.
I can actually segue this back again. Oh, I'm so excited. Speaking of Michael, I also do a podcast called the Star Wars Old Canon Book Club, where we literally are going back through and reading everything Star Wars related, starting from the 70s, and just working through by year. And we finally caught up to the animations in the 80s, and it's a dark time for the Rebellion.
I bet it is.
But we're having fun because we got to see like the way the comics looked in the 70s and the way the stories were written, and even the very first Star Wars book that existed that was just the Star Wars movie. That thing is wild. Because it doesn't start with like, in a galaxy far, far away. It's like in another time, in another era. Like that.
It was based on one of the earlier drafts of the script. We talked. We interviewed Alan Dean Foster, who wrote the novel, who wrote the novelization for that, and also wrote Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Right.
We interviewed him strangely he did the very first video game novelization in like 1983 for, what was the name of it?
Of course he did.
What was the name of that? Do you remember?
Shadow Tower or something.
Shadowgate, Shadow Tower, something like that. It was from like 1983. It was a game that had no plot. It was just an RPG computer game with no plot. Right. It was like just go through this layer, and he built up this whole fantasy world and stuff like that. But yeah, we reached out to him and he's like, "Hey, do you want to talk?" And he's like, "Oh, what do you want to talk about? Star Wars,
Well,
actually," and he's like, "Nobody has ever asked to talk to me about this novel before."
Does that mean yes? And he's like, "Yeah, I'll be there."
Awesome.
Oh God. So this game was published by Jellicoe, developed by Tosei Software, which is still around. It's a 49-year-old company. They've done games up through is it Tales of Grace's F Remastered is the most recent game that they've released, looks like.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah, classic. But also Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion in 2022.
They
co-developed it with Square Enix, yeah.
I just want to take the time for everyone to realize that game has the single greatest line of dialogue delivery in the history of video games. And I quote, "My hair! They're eating my hair!" That's it. It's
pretty good. It's pretty good.
If you're wondering what the context is, I played it and I still don't know.
So, Bases Loaded 2, second season, Final Fantasy Crisis Core 7 Reunion, same universe. Phil, who wrote this book, quote unquote?
Okay, this was written by A.L. Singer, who wrote, I believe wrote the majority of the Worlds of Power books. A.L. Singer also wrote Ninja Gaiden, wrote Infiltrator, wrote Blaster Master, and let's see, that might be it. I think he's the only one that did repeats, or one of the only ones. But that is actually the pen name of Peter Larangis, who is another one of our guys, write for hire sort of dude. Did adaptations for things like the Little Monsters, if you remember that movie from the 80s.
Sure.
He wrote the novelization for that. He wrote the novelization for a few Disney movies, Robin Hood, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Surf Ninjas.
The novelization of Home Alone 2?
That's right.
Does that include Donald Trump? Did he include the Donald Trump cameo in that?
Wasn't there a thing rolling around on the internet for a while?
Chris Columbus, who directed the movie, has said recently that if he could go back and cut that scene, he would.
Yeah. He did it. He's one of our guys. He's done a lot of this stuff. Batman Begins, the Junior edition. The Sixth Sense novelization. Oh no, wait, my bad. It's M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense, a novelization.
The Junior edition.
Let's make sure. Yeah, the Junior edition. Let's make sure that's in there. And he's done a lot of his own work, which I'm not familiar with at all. But everything that he seems to do for hire, he writes under Singer, under this pen name. So all of this stuff, like the Babysitter's Club novelization, the Amazing Panda Adventure novelization, Miracle on 34th Street, the 90s version novelization.
I gotta be honest, this dude seems like he's probably got money. Like
this dude works.
This guy's working.
Works. No, he works.
That's something that we've found, is that no matter the quality of the book, we will find out like, oh, this person has already also written like 70 other books in a for hire, and that's why we end up giving some grace to a lot of these authors, even when we read something that's just the hot garbage. Is like, we don't actually know the circumstances under which they wrote this book. Sometimes it's just like they're hired and it's like, yeah, first draft, and they're like, great,
it's done. We literally, the last book we read was the first Elder Scrolls novelization, the Infernal Tower, and
Infernal City.
And I say thank you, the Infernal City, and it infuriated me because I could see. Was it Greg Keyes? Is that the name of the guy?
Yeah, that's the guy's name.
He's a good writer. Like, you look at it and you go, he's a good writer, but this used to be 500,000 words. Like, this used to be enormous, and they said, absolutely not, we want 75. And he had to make some strenuous changes and cuts and that kind of thing. I have to believe that's what it was.
Yeah, there's I feel like a lot of this, it rings the same way as voice acting in a video game, for example, where I'm not going to hold most of the terrible line reads to the actor. It is 100% the person directing the scene and them not being like, no, we actually need it like this, or try this. And I think the same thing here when it comes to editors and publishers for books. Like, unless you're self-publishing, there's no excuse not to have a person who comes in and is like, okay, what are we doing? This seems crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a long history of amazing writers who exploded and did really well, and then the quality of their work just dropped off because they decided they didn't need their editor anymore.
Yeah,
it's a very common story.
You need that extra set of eyes to be like, you've sat in this world so long, you think this is good, but it's not, my man. It's not.
I'm telling you, it is not.
It is easy to get that kind of tunnel vision on it. So the only ones that we tend to genuinely dislike are the ones where it's clearly from start to finish something that was lazy or or the ones that have almost nothing to do with the source material, like we mentioned the Dark Souls one, like
Dead Space. Dead Space.
Those novels had nothing to do with the games. They were prequels, and they barely tied.
There was an entire chapter on a guy trying to get a research grant in the Dead Space novelization.
It ended a part to the book. It was like the conclusion of this part is them going, great, I think this is how we'll get the grant. And it's what?
Do you think that's like they assumed we'll get another book and they'll carry, like they're doing like a George R. R. Martin, we're like, trust me, that'll carry through. Just that's going to be important. Yeah, right now, you don't think so, but that will be.
That will be important.
5 books down the line.
And that's the thing. I'm such a naive piece of shit that so many times, and also just for the sake of the show, we'll read the first book in a series and it will be garbage. And I know it's not going to get any better. And I'll still schedule the second and the third and the fourth. Partially because of those checks, man. I've got to write the checks, and partially because I really hope against hope, and it's only happened I think once, and that was the Five Nights at Freddy's books.
So the only time a series actually got better after the first book was the Five Nights at Freddy's series.
They got really like the second one we were like, is this a good series? Okay. And the third one we were like, holy shit, that was great. It's weird. And the first one sucked.
Fun fact, we tried to do this podcast 10 years ago. 10 years ago. So we're on year 4 right now of the current incarnation. We tried to launch it in 2015 with the Five Nights at Freddy's series. The book was so bad that we looked at each other like, I don't feel like doing this. And then we didn't do it for 6 years.
Yeah.
And then
it put us off
COVID hit.
Much.
And Phil was like, hey, do you want to try this again?
and that was the thing. We genuinely thought this might end the show. Like this, it was that level of boredom and just, like, I don't, it's the same way a mediocre D&D group breaks up, where it's just like, oh yeah, I guess that was Wednesday. I don't care.
Yeah, we can get together next Wednesday, and then next Wednesday comes around, and then next Wednesday after that. Yeah.
Nobody schedules anything. But what I do want to schedule is just a little bit of time to say, hey, how about going to patreon.com/pixelatpod? It's a wonderful website. We have 3 tiers, 4 if you count the free. You can follow us for free. $1, $5, $10. $1 gets you in the door and you can listen to the ad-free episodes. $5 gets you the bonus episode before every episode, and $10 gets your name shouted out in every episode. And to that end, I want to thank Jesus Loves You, Kyle Seaman, Ruthless Mutter, Middle of Things, Sigma Sal, Sanguine Flatulence, Chut Beaks Dumbeth Thick, and Friendly Friend. Thank you so much for being a friend. Patreon.com/pixelatpod. Do it today. Oh.
Before we even crack this book open,
Yeah.
I just want to talk for a brief moment about the cover. Because
yes, by all means.
At the top, we're hit with Worlds of Power, which of course is a brand everyone knows and recognizes.
Right.
But then you mentioned this wasn't officially approved by Nintendo.
Not officially, no.
Yet, it does have the same outline stamp at the top that says a novel based on the best-selling Nintendo game by Jalico. Just so, in case you weren't aware, it looks like it could be. Then we go down a little bit and it says Bases Loaded 2, second season. And it's the same image that's on the game cartridge. And I would just like to take the time to acknowledge the guy, the batter, up to bat on the cover. That is not a face of a man staring at a pitcher or looking for the ball. That is the face of a man who has seen things.
Yeah.
He's looked into the void and he's hollow. Those are empty eyes. This guy, he doesn't even know why he's playing anymore. And I will ask, who do you think this is in the story? What character do you think this is?
Is this what's his name? Our main character? Is this supposed to be
Jose Dion?
Jose Dion?
I don't know.
My instincts tell me that it's the RFK Jr. style guy who drinks the goop shit.
The whoopee juice.
The whoopee juice. That's
he drinks
it.
the whoopee juice.
Yeah.
This is, and then at the bottom, book created, not written, created. By FX9. Here's what I'll say. If I was like 10 years old again and I saw book created by FX9, I'd buy it instantly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who FX9 is, but that guy's the coolest.
And you know why Seth Godin made up the name FX9 is because books listed by alphabetical order, if somebody's looking for Nintendo, the 9 N-I-A.
Stop.
Yep.
Yep. This guy is a multi-millionaire from marketing nowadays.
Yes.
Like this guy is he knew what the fuck he was doing.
But not for piecing together the first couple pages of a book. I must stress, this book opens. There is the first page is like a little taste of what you're gonna get. Like, it's kind of like I'm like, all right, this is fun. If I was at a book fair or whatever, the Scholastic Book Fair showed up, I could read the first page.
Book fair page. Yeah.
But then page 2 is a lie. Page 2 is, wow, your team's going all the way to the World Series. To win, you have to outsmart the sneaky owner, Mr. Throttlebottom. I'm sure we'll get into that. He's planning a few dirty tricks to turn you into major league losers. Can the team save the day? The big game is right. The implication here, it says the complete story Nintendo action adventure game. I thought this was going to be like a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
It's like, can you save the day? Can the team save the day? I was like, I don't know. Can they? Do I have to make the choice here? No, that's not the case at all. I was so disappointed from moment one. Yeah. I went in disappointed.
Oh yeah.
Disappointment
that's
started.
The thing. At the same time period, they did have Nintendo choose your own adventure books.
Yes.
They did have that shit. So the disappointment would have been that much more palpable because you knew you could have had that.
And when I realized I was totally screwed was the next page, which has the entire Jersey Giants team listed.
Oh, yeah. Your dramatic, what is it? Dramatis personae.
And from moment one, it's like right fielder, Jack Prokop. Like, I just don't even, some of these names are amazing.
Bob Ciano.
Yeah. Jose Dion's a great name. Ron Skaja is incredible. Like, just
Jorst Ziggy is
Ziggy.
These are names that never existed in a world where mothers loved their children.
Ed Pop is a good one.
Ed Pop. Maybe Ed Pop. That one might have existed.
Yeah.
Edward K. Pop.
Edward K. Pop.
Of the Savannah Pops. He's very well known.
Yeah, and so we're introduced to these characters, and I was like, okay. All right, so they're taking from the game, literally, they're taking from so this is going to be kind of like a story based around baseball.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know that it is. I'm still not sure what this is about, if anything.
I made a comparison to Bad News Bears, and that's an insult to Bad News
to the
Bears.
Bad News
Shit
Bears,
happened
yes.
in that.
It's like, a very light ripoff of Major League.
Sure.
Where with like the owner trying to fuck over the team because she's trying to like sell the team or something like that. This is more. I mean, he's betting on the team. We'll get there.
He's our Pete Rose.
Yeah, he's our Pete Rose. Phil, let's just go ahead and put the body in the marsh.
All right, let's marsh the body.
Yeah. When I tell you to dump a body in the marsh, you dump them in the marsh.
Yeah, and we start with chapter 1, which is dated March 28th. The book is from a first-person narrative from the perspective of Jose Dion, the catcher for the Jersey Giants, possibly the worst team in baseball history. Jose is a comedian, a storyteller, an all-around nice guy, according to himself. Jose is writing this in secret.
He doesn't want anyone to know. No one can know.
Because if manager Old Pappas found out, he'd probably trade him, which you might want because you're on the worst team. But I digress. The team is 0-9 in spring training and blown out in every game, including yesterday against the Philly Cheesesteaks.
The stakes are tough. They've been tough every year. Yeah,
they're a tough out. The stakes are a tough out. He recounts how the game fell apart after Hank James, the Stakes leadoff man in the second inning, crushed a homer. Giants pitcher Ron Skaja ran out of Vaseline and asked Dion for more. By the way,
really quick, go on. Yeah. Can we talk about the world building they're doing here? Because it is out of control. The way things are written, it besides the our manager is always on his laptop computer, which is a very 1991 thing to say. But this line got me where he basically says now Ron Skaja, that's no Dwight Gooden. Like in some way, any of us have a clue who either of these two men are, because it's chapter 1, and he's like, let me just set up the fact that on a scale of pitchers, Dwight Gooden is the top, and Ron, not as good. That's what they're doing. That's the setup for the world. Is please, there's an order, a hierarchy of really talented people.
But none of them are as good as Thor Twop Whistle. So
that's the funny thing is Dwight Gooden was a real pitcher. He was a real dude that played for the Mets at this time period. And his name, the weird thing is people call him Doc Gooden. Nobody ever really called him Dwight.
Whoa. The implication then is that during the early 90s, while the Mets were a thing, also we had the New Jersey Giants, so the baseball team, along with the Philadelphia Cheesesteaks,
yes,
the Boston Beans,
the Kansas Tornadoes,
whatever the hell the LA team was called, the Manta Rays or whatever,
the Ray
Catchers, yes, that's because they're catching rays, man.
They're catching rays, man.
Yeah. So that's none of these are in the tradition of any other Major League sports team, especially the Cheesesteaks. But they exist at the same time, same era. And at some point, Dwight Gooden played against the Jersey Giants.
We've been able to compare them directly at some point.
Okay,
we can compare them.
Yeah.
That's not a fake made up name for the baseball game. That's a real person.
Yeah. It really blows the universe. It's sort of like how in DC Comics, both the real cities and the fake cities exist. Somehow New York and Gotham City are 5 miles from each other in the geography of DC-ness. You got the Jersey Giants and the Mets and the Yankees and they're all fine. They're all together. It's a massive baseball universe.
All right.
And Skaj is bodaciously stiff. That was a good modifier there. So Skaja walks the bases loaded. after running out of Vaseline, and the infield has a brief. He walks the bases loaded and gives up a grand slam. And then the infield has a brief meeting, but doesn't really talk about the game. But what about they're doing after and other assorted things? This is basically a ripoff of Bull Durham, where they have this scene, and they're just shooting the shit during these meetings. They give up 16 more runs in the game, then go out for steaks. That night, Jose Dion has a dream about having a winning record and taking the championship series in 7 games. Then he wakes up screaming, according to his wife, and she says he must have had a nightmare. Chapter 2. It's April 15th and opening day. The Giants managed to win a game in spring training because the Kansas Tornadoes let their third baseman pitch. They celebrated by spraying lemon lime soda all over the locker room because that's what baseball players do.
I've never in my life read a book that was, hey, first chapter, here's the problem. We can't win. Second chapter starts off with, see how we won a game. Yeah, but the reason, we're not going to talk about it. We're not even going to show you that we won.
It has nothing to do with a plot. It's not not to build anything up. It's just,
it does not matter at all. We're just going to mention it.
We did win.
Move right on very quickly, which is, most of this book is that. Yeah. Most of this book is a thing happened that we aren't going to tell you about because I'm writing in a journal after the fact. And I'm not going to get into details because the details that are important are me standing upside down, dressed in my umpire, in my catcher gear, upside down. That's hilarious, and you need to know that.
Oh God, yeah. He wears his. I like the fact that A.L. Singer decided to write that it's a costume and not a uniform. It's I wore my costume upside down.
That's when I read that. I was like, wait. So is he is the secret here that he's the mascot?
Is he the mascot?
That would be actually an interesting twist, Jesse. So
if he thought he was important on the team, but he's really just the mascot.
Immediately, that's not what it is. Yeah,
not what it is. Everyone laughed with the costume switcheroo and had a good time, except for Old Man Pappas, the manager, and the owner, nicknamed the Great Dome, also known as Japes Throttlebottom.
How? How did nobody say maybe don't?
Maybe don't call him Japes Throttlebottom.
No.
Old Japes made a bunch of money on selling construction supplies, and that will come back around later. He's bald, but he combs his hair really long on one side and combs it over, and he weighs about 300 pounds. And speaking as a bald man who used to weigh 300 pounds, how dare you?
They call him the Great, not just Dome. The Great Dome.
The Great Dome.
Not even
it's a compliment. Is what you? Yeah, he's a great dome. Got a great dome on that guy.
He's got a great dome on that guy.
Yeah.
Looks like a bowling ball. Pappas makes Dion change into his normal uniform before the game starts, and they're playing the reigning Eastern Division champs, the Boston Beans. The first batter up for the Beans is Gunther Grizzly Barr, who shakes off his nerves and hits a home run. And then 3 batters hit home runs as well. And then Dion talks to the pitcher, Ruben, who clearly has the flu. The next hitter homers after working a full count. And the Giants go on to lose 27-3. And he throws these scores out it's like, oh, we lost 21-2, 27-3. And we're like, these are like record-setting scores for baseball. Nobody loses by this much in baseball.
Well, and this smacks, and this is something we run into with a lot with these Worlds of Power books, Jesse. This smacks of, I sat there while I played this game or watched someone play this game and just wrote down the skeleton based on that. Because the idea of 5 home runs in a row, shit like that. Oh, and then and we won one, but it was whatever. That's. They're playing this game for the second time.
Are you positing that our author simply sat down, watched someone play through one game, and then after every inning wrote this journal? And so it isn't games. This is this is an ending.
One game.
It's one game, but at the end, all right, this makes sense.
That works.
He said, what if I did every chapter is an inning?
Yes.
Have we counted the chapters? Are there 9 chapters?
No, there are actually 14 chapters.
Okay.
I marked off the number of chapters just as a way to keep track.
I would laugh my dick off if they were 9 chapters. And
I'm pretty sure at one point they say there are 12 innings in baseball. I'm pretty sure that's a thing that is said in this. Which
there's later they do have a game which goes 33 innings, which I feel like I feel like somebody from the league would have put a stop to that before that happened.
It's 4 a.m.
to give you like this specific example of how insane this is writing wise is after these 5 back-to-back home runs where he is descriptive, like whack, you guessed it. For the first time in Republic League history, a team hit 5 homers in a row. 5. Well, I'll spare you the gory details of the rest of the game. We lost 27-3, and then he moves on. And you're like, what do you mean? We're just done with this?
I would hate for things to get too interesting, so let's keep moving.
Well,
I'm going to tell you about the time that I wore my
costume upside down.
My costume upside down. That's what you're here for.
I strapped my hat to my crotch with a belt. As was the style at the time.
You kids ever eat cottage cheese out of a helmet? Come on. We're wacky.
So the manager never takes Ruben out of the game because the laptop told him so, which this is like foretelling the evolution of analytics in baseball. Afterwards, they had a closed-door meeting with the owner who assured them that they'll be just fine. And Dion thinks Throttle Bottom is a phony, which is just the worst thing you can be in 1991. Chapter 3, it's May 1st. The team has lost every game in April, and sports writers are making a field day of it. He, at one point, mentions that they've lost 25 games in April, but the season started on April 15th. So
they had they doubled up some days, clearly.
There's a bunch of doubleheaders. They used to do more doubleheaders back in the day.
It takes effort to lose that badly. It's an actual team effort at that point.
At one point, Dion bought a rubber hognose and wore it into the stadium to try to cheer people up, and people get mad at him.
I can understand. I'd be like, play baseball. Yeah.
Like, take that off, you asshole.
These ticket prices are expensive. Try to play the game. Yeah.
Everyone's bummed out. The Giants are in this game. The Giants are down 4-1 when Dion comes to the plate. The opposing catcher tries to trick him into bunting. I had to reread this chapter. It's like, wait a minute. So the catcher is throwing his voice to try to get Dion to bunt as if the first base coach is telling Dion to bunt, but the first base coach is clearly signaling for him to just swing. And he's like, that tricky catcher, he's telling me to bunt, but it's not a bunt.
It really is like Major League. It has Major League vibes. This guy has seen like 4 baseball. If at some point Ghost came out of a field, I'd be like, what the?
We got angels in the outfield.
One of the chapters ends like, man, I really miss my dad. Anyway, like, oh God,
this voice keeps telling me if I build it. You know what? I ignored it.
I ignored it.
You know what? I don't want to. I built a whole thing. I don't want to bore you with the details on that one. Anyway, we lost 19 times in a row.
But after meeting Shoeless Joe Jackson, I learned my lesson about betting on baseball.
The doctor turned out to be a young guy the entire time, and then he became old again. That was a weird day.
That was weird
crazy. Day. Anyway, on to my prostate exam.
What's even crazier is, for as much as they lose, and this goes to when we get to the Throttle Bottom stuff later. For as much as they lose, it's April. It's the start of a season. If I'm a coach or a manager or whatever, if I'm an owner of another team and I know I'm going to go against the Giants and they suck, I'm going to put in the exact same reason that they won before. There's 160 some games in a season.
Yeah.
I don't need to win every single one in order to make it to the postseason. So there's going to be some games I'm like, yeah, you know what? Just like Kansas City did, let's put our third baseman let's get some of the fourth string guys in to go up against the Giants. And if we lose, we lose, but they got some playtime.
Yeah, let's call up some minor leaguers and see what happens.
That would 100% happen. They wouldn't just be in a league where break them.
Destroy them.
Put them
27 to 1.
We've raised the corpse of Babe Ruth to
there's
destroy you.
There's a reason why you don't see 21-3 or 27-1. Because at a certain point, you're like, no, we won. Put in the guys who never get to play.
Right.
Usually,
right. Get some practice.
Even if you watch baseball today, team has like a 9-run league. They're putting in a position player at pitcher just to because like we're not using the bullpen today. Just like whatever.
You could get hurt with the amount of time we have left in the game, so just sit out and put everyone else in.
Exactly. You throw your arm, you throw something, you tear something like because you wanted to get your 54th point.
Yeah, like this
in the sixth inning.
Mean-spirited. This league, the 1991 whatever league, major
Republican league. It was like Republic League.
Yeah, the Republic League.
Republican League.
The Republican League.
Cruel on purpose. Who knew?
On purpose.
Doesn't get much more mean-spirited than that. Jesus.
Yeah. They really love the Second Amendment in the Republican League.
Every pitch is described as firing a bullet.
Yeah.
Like a bullet from his hand.
Whoa! A bullet from his hand. So it's they get in the bottom of the fifth. Their Iowa farm board, Byron Teen Angel, gets a check swing single and drives in 2-run, putting the Giants up 5-4. And then the game gets called because of the rain, and the Angels win. Chapter 4. It's May 23rd now. We jump forward in time to a game that's tied at 6. It's the 32nd inning. Dion blamed himself for the game going on for so long when he had a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th, but hit a routine ground out. Their manager is pitching now, and we get some nice body shaming comments in the book about his belly flopping around. It's the bottom of the It's the bottom of the inning, though.
Baseball players with and that was the funny thing, especially in the early 90s, late 80s.
Early 90s.
Who's making fun of the physique of baseball players? They all looked that way. Like
John Kruk was an all-star in the early 90s.
They look like pro golfers out there. Like why are we shaming this guy? He looks like 9 out of 10 of the people on the field.
Let's be honest, though. Pro golfers are jacked now. Have you seen pro golfers nowadays? They're like, it's like 30 years ago. Yeah, you'd have your fat guy golfers. You'd have your John Daly's, but they're all like fucking ripped now. And
they saw Tiger and he got a hot Swedish gal, and they were like, I want a hot Swedish gal.
Wait a minute. I can have that too?
I could have that
Damn it.
too.
What? More than just riches? Okay, then let's try for that then.
Yeah. So yeah, they managed to win it because the outfielder fell asleep on a pop fly, and the guy rounds the bases on an inside the park home run. So that's amazing. Chapter 5, it's June 6th. They have the worst stats
really
in the league.
Really quickly, just before you go through their stats, which are the worst in the league.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
We are almost halfway through this book.
We're halfway through the book, yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone could explain to me up until now what the plot was.
We're on a baseball team and we're
bad.
Like
that's all. That's the only setup. So we are halfway through the book and it's like, we just suck. I'm not going to explain to you how badly we suck. I'm just going to say we suck over.
Just so you know,
again.
I don't want to take the chance that you won't realize how badly we suck.
I hope something happens soon.
Something really got to hammer it home.
Yeah.
So we get a rundown of how bad they are. The team batting average is 201.
That's the average.
That is the batting average for the team. That's remarkably bad.
Yeah, that's like, I don't even know how that's possible.
I'd have to see the numbers. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Fewest home runs at 19, most errors at 64. So they're not good at hitting and they're not good at fielding. And they have the worst pitching staff in the league with an ERA of 7.13. For those of you who don't follow the baseballs, earned run average is the number of runs that you give up per 9 innings. So 7.13 runs per 9 innings is atrocious.
That's really bad.
Decent major league pitcher has like between 3 and 4, an ERA of 3 or 4. A very good major league pitcher is down at 2. and this is 7.
Any smart owner would have been like, send them all back to the minors. I'll just get new players.
Yeah.
I
was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're playing the Los Angeles Ray Catchers. And everyone notices that. Oh wait, no, I skipped a chapter. Don't want to go too fast.
Who cares?
Yeah, you forgot about the Hawaiian macadamias.
Yeah, they're playing the Miami Macadamias in order to, and their best starting pitcher is just Jeff Rubin wins to get a 500 record. And while they're enjoying a succulent Mexican dinner,
eating a meal, a succulent Mexican meal.
A succulent Mexican meal. Hands off my penis. What is the charge?
I see you know your fastball well.
I see. Good job.
Notice the chokehold. Reuben mentions that his secret is whoopee juice, which was used by the Greeks or Romans or Egyptians or someone as part of a healthy, holistic lifestyle. Now, I think this is a subtle reference to the fact that in the 80s, from the 70s to the early 90s, one of the big issues in baseball wasn't steroids, but speed. That was the most the most common performance enhancing drug was speed.
They have the phrase performance enhancing drug in, or maybe not drug, but performance enhancing in this book. So I assumed we were going to get some like, whoa, what do we? Nope. It's this and Vaseline.
Vaseline. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, I did take a time to look it up, and whoopee juice actually is from the ancient Greeks. It's a similar word that translates to not peer reviewed. So
right.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's what RFK Jr. is pitching instead of vaccines. So everyone tries some of Reuben's whoopee juice, and a few of them vomit, and the others decide to leave the dinner early. Now we're in chapter 6. It's June 21st, and they're playing the LA Ray Catchers. And everyone notices that their second baseman, Waldo Weir, is being odd. He's making errors. He's chanting over his bat, and he looks like he's lost weight. Clearer signs of some sort of speed, meth, something. Dion investigates the clubhouse and finds that Weir has been drinking the whoopee juice. Dion tries to talk to him about it while Weir is waiting to go to bat, but they end up arguing. Weir then goes to the plate and gets angry and takes a huge swing and hits the first home run of his career, a grand slam, and the Giants win 7-6. Weir then goes into his locker room and dumps his whoopee juice into the toilet, screaming how much he hates this stuff. And then he starts smiling. Yay, don't do speed, kids.
This is when in the arcade version of this, the FBI don't do drugs thing would pop up and fill the screen.
Yeah, it would have been the Nancy Reagan message of don't do drugs.
And it's so good too, because the next chapter literally is like, we beat that together as a team.
We beat the whoopee juice.
Moving forward, we will never go back. We're gonna have to do this ourselves. No drugs can help us, kids. Like
Are you paying attention?
It's so
kids?
very on the nose. Like nothing can stop us if we work together as a team.
Yeah,
this is their I'm so excited, I'm so scared moment. Everyone needs
pills.
one, and this is theirs.
Yeah. And knowing is half the battle.
There you go.
G.I. Joe. So they're losing to the DC Windbags on July 7th, 1-0, and being
why would any team select that as their like
the DC Windbags?
Got them.
Politicians, am I right?
Am I right or am I right? Anyway, yeah. Two players, they're losing to the Windbags 1-0 and being no hit. Two players, Norcus and Biram, decide to mess with Angel by putting glue in his glove before he took the field. And when they get out of the half inning, it's stuck on his hand and he can't take it off.
Now it's time for him to go. Oh no!
He's gonna have to bat with it. Oh my gosh!
Surely this will make us a better baseball team.
Angel goes to bat with the glove on. The windbags pitcher has walked 2 people on. The ump tries to remove it, but can't. Angel swings with the glove on and dribbles one to short, but the shortstop is laughing too hard about the glove, and he bobbles the ball and then throws the ball through the first baseman's leg, causing the runs to score and the Giants to win. Brief point of order here, just as a baseball fan, the Giants might have won, but the no-hitter was not broken up because that was an error. That was clearly an error. He did not get a hit. Just saying.
Maybe the Republic rules are different.
Maybe the Republic rules are different.
Yeah, it's a different time.
Different time. It's a different era. Speed, whoopee juice
and the
was
RLB.
flowing.
The RLB was a different time.
Oh, boy.
It was flowing like wine.
The whoopee juice, the RLBs.
Yeah.
It's men were men.
We're men. This is basically not far away from the Savannah Bananas hijinks.
Yeah. This is Harlem Globetrotters without talent.
Yes,
it's really what it comes to.
Or maybe it just is Harlem Globetrotters and being kept down, man.
Yeah. Maybe just being kept down.
Yeah.
It's chapter 8.
That's the twist.
That's the twist. It's August 18th, and the team is now 62-62 on the season. They've gotten back to 500 baseball. They have a team meeting with the owner, who is more subdued than expected, and Dion gets suspicious about why he wants everyone to just trust Pappas's laptop. That night, Dion goes back into the locker room, and he's going to check the laptop, but then he sees that the office light is on. He listens in and hears the owner, Throttlebottom, and a programmer talking. The programmer is working on something that'll give Pappas bad ideas because Throttlebottom has placed a big bet that the Giants will have a losing season. Now, I don't know if either of you have done any gambling, but if the Giants are the worst team ever, then the odds on them having a losing season you would be making no money on this bet.
I straight up wrote down the largest of notes for the entire thing, little tiny things. I wrote down a massive note and I said, the plan of the villain is insane. It makes no sense. I wrote down, if you were to say bet on a horse and that horse kept losing, it would have a worse and worse odds. No one would want to bet on that horse. And I was like, and if you have 2 horses and one horse continually beats the other horse, the payout for the winning horse would decrease dramatically over time. I was like, and so here we are, where his grand scheme is, I'm going to take my terrible team and bet on them losing. Yeah. Unless his plan was to bet on them winning, tank the team, then take off the weights and let them come back and storm through to the end and then win money. That would be sane. But other than that, this man is throwing away the money he would earn from people in the stands for a bet on his losing team to lose. It makes there's no logic here. That's insane.
This is a story about gambling addiction. That's what this is. That's the real villain.
Don't do drugs. Don't gamble.
Don't gamble, kids.
Don't do it. Don't be like Throttlebottom.
Don't be like Throttlebottom. It's chapter 9, August 20th. Dion spends the night debating what to do about Throttlebottom. He decides just to try to keep the vibes up on the team, then he'll go to the cops after the season. The next game, they're tied with the Boston Beans, and suddenly Pappas checks the laptop and makes a bad call based on what the computer says. The Beans knock the team around, but Pappas keeps the pitcher in. After a few more innings, Dion lets it slip to one of the other players about what's happening, and that player tells the pitcher, who locks the fuck in. They end up winning the game, and the team tells Pappas everything, and he decides to throw away the computer.
That'll teach laptop computers.
No drugs,
you, no technology, no gambling. Books, kids.
Books, kids. Only books.
Books, and live in the woods. Don't talk to your friends and family. They don't trust you.
Read books based on the games you are not allowed to play.
Kids, do your parents not want you to go see that R-rated movie? There's a graphic novelization of it. It's $20
for kids.
Same as the ticket price. Go, just read it.
Go.
Just go. Go fly.
Nightmare on Elm Street for kids.
For kids.
The junior edition.
Right.
Just get the junior edition. God. I don't know. Do kids have the moxie nowadays to actually buy tickets to a PG movie and then go into the R-rated movie?
Oh, is it theater jumping?
No, I think they would just watch it at home.
Okay.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They just find like a torrent of it or something.
Yeah, I feel like it's too expensive to go to a movie theater and then get caught sneaking into another movie. You just lose your money. I'd be like,
yeah, that's true.
Guys, we could do anything other than this.
The first time I ever did that, I was 13. And I did it for The Bone Collector. That Denzel. Is Angelina Jolie and Denzel Washington, I think.
That's a hell of a movie to theater hop for.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
As a 13-year-old.
As a 13-year-old, I think I was under 18 at the very least. I don't remember when it came out, but
I can't remember what the trailer was, but I vividly remember specifically sneaking into the movie Universal Soldier 2 in order to see the trailer for another movie that I liked. And I don't know, we were definitely like tweens or something at the time. I have no idea how old I was, but I remember sneaking in and being like, well, I guess we could watch this movie. It's rated R, so that's a bad movie.
No, that's not a good movie.
It's always heartbreaking when you're that age, when you realize that just because it's made for adults doesn't automatically make it good.
Right.
It's just a tragic day that we all have to live through at some point in our lives.
Yep.
Yeah. It's wild that, okay, so Universal Soldier, The Return.
I think that's the one that featured Goldberg, by the way, which at the time we were very excited to see.
It's actually, strangely, it's the second one that was in theaters, but the fourth movie overall, because 2 and 3 were direct to DVD.
That's
of course
hilarious.
Of course they were. What?
And then The Return got Bill Goldberg in it, and Van Damme. But yeah, the first one was Van Damme and Lundgren.
Oh, that was 99? Oh,
yeah.
All right. I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Still, I probably wasn't 18.
No.
Yeah, it was, so 99, I was 15. So, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That was the same year The Bone Collector came out.
That's so
sneaking
funny.
in. Let's see. Where the fuck are we?
September 18th.
I'm really tired of us talking about things that have plot lines.
Yeah, let's move on very quickly.
It's just too tempting.
Please.
Chapter 10, September 18th. The Giants sweep a home-and-home series with the Beans, and they're now only 5 games out of first place. They keep pushing, and suddenly they're only a half game out, and they're playing the Omaha Landlubbers. A win would put them in tie for first. Dion has been dealing with his back injury, and in the bottom of the ninth in a game, he volunteers that he should be pinch hit for, and Papa says nonsense and sends him out there. And Dion sees the owner looking at him and smiling because knows Dion is injured and unlikely to get a hit. But he powers through the back pain and gets one anyway, and they win the game. He nearly passes out from pain, and his teammates carry him off the field. Chapter 11. October 1st. It's the final game of the season, and the Giants and the Beans are tied for first. The winner of the game wins the division. Pappas has been covering for the team by telling Throttle Bottom the computer just hasn't been working right. The Beans have their best pitcher, Hector Juarez, on the mound, and he keeps them shut out through 5 innings. But Juarez loses his fastball at some point, and then his pitches begin acting like screwballs and splitters. In the bottom of the ninth, Dion tries a bunt and bunts it down the first baseline. Him and Juarez collide, and Dion gets tagged out. But a piece of sandpaper falls out of Juarez's glove. He's been scuffing the ball to get the movement he wants. The ump throws him out of the game, and the bench is empty. Dion sees that the sandpaper comes from Throttle Bottom Construction Supplies.
What?
Womp, womp, womp. After the fight ends, the game gets...
the only possible way he could have gotten it.
On the basis of reality, I know of no construction company that would ever buy from Throttle Bottom Construction Supplies.
Yeah.
They're
just like, that name seems weird.
I'd be like, I don't know what. Something about this guy. I don't know. I don't trust this guy.
I don't know.
I don't trust what his sandpaper can do. Let's with a name like Throttle Bottom.
Throttle Bottom.
With a name like Throttle Bottom, you know it's good.
Do you think it's a family name, or did he rename himself based on like
someone chose it? Someone chose that name.
Used to be Shithouse.
Guys, though, like, you know, it's like I'm saying, I'll strangle your ass, you know, like I'm tough guy,
I'm tough, like I'm a big tough,
right? Yeah,
Throttle Bottom. But they call me the Dome.
The Dome.
The Dome. Yeah. You find out that all of this shit is stuff that he's chosen for himself.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Actually, that does.
Is like I chose the name Japes Throttle Bottom. Yeah, so after the fight ends and the game gets going, the next batter is Farrar, and he gets 2 quick strikes, but then hits a ball that looks like it's been caught at the wall, but it's a home run, and the Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant. I
literally at this point just thought, oh, great, we're done.
We're done. No.
There has not been a moment of intrigue or real plot. Or like there was clearly at some point the mystery of why are they so bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then on their own, they solved it. It wasn't like they discovered the computer and it was messing with them. They got good on their own. And then when they got rid of the computer, they were like X-Men level players. They're invincible.
Yeah.
They believed in themselves into a pennant. Like that's yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'll tell you.
Good story.
Early 90s were crazy.
Still not over.
Chapter 12, October 3rd. I have one sentence for this chapter. Dion is bummed after the Giants lose the first game of the championship series, 17-1. Chapter 13, October 12th. The series has been tied at 3 games apiece. Before the second game, Pappas gave them a pep talk, and Farrar announced that he is retiring at the end of the season, win or lose. They were in a hole against LA, but came back to tie the series. Dion decides to go to the park in the morning to get some batting practice in, but he resumes then it comes back that he resumes writing in his journal that he didn't do any batting practice because when he got to the park, he overheard a call from Throttle Bottom to his loan shark telling him he wants to take out a loan against the money owed and bet that the Giants will win the series. And I'm like, I don't think a loan shark is going to do that.
No.
Yeah. No. Oh, well, by all means then. Yes.
By all means. We're friends.
I mean, where would my customer service as a loan shark be if I didn't accommodate this insane request?
This chapter, this entry though, I think summarizes perfectly the problems with this book, and there are many. But it's basically like we're in the middle of the World Series. And when we should be focusing on the action of the World Series and the players and the drama of that, we are instead talking about things like, well, you know, this guy who's sort of like the old man of the team and we all look up, he's retiring. That would matter to you, reader, if we had spent more than 3 sentences talking about him this entire book. But I just want to mention that all this really comes from the perspective of the writer, the journalist here, being like, I'm going to write down my thoughts. The only thing is we are never allowed fully into his mind or the backstory of this. Like if he was, hey, it's day 1 and I've just joined this team and I'm going to write to you about all the things happening on the team. And
sure.
Then we could learn. He's like, oh, I met this guy today. He was this, this, and this. And he's saying, none of this
He took me under his wing.
Yeah. He's like, I've been on this team. We suck. I'm going to write about how we suck. And then, I discovered something absolutely crazy going on. I'm not going to talk about the sport though. I will, however, mention that time I went to the park and I heard some stuff go down. And then here's what I know about Dion. He has a wife.
He has a wife.
That's right.
I couldn't tell you anything about his wife. I don't know him. I don't know her at all. I know there may not be a wife. He could be an unreliable narrator for all we know. This could just be the ravings of a mad lunatic who's the mascot of the team.
His wife is a pillow.
Yeah. He's like, saw my wife anyway. Next chapter. Like, oh, okay.
All right.
Final chapter. October 14th or October 13th. Dion tells Pappas about what he heard, and Pappas tells him not to worry about it and to focus on the game. Best advice of the book. The game starts and it's pandemonium. It's a back and forth affair until the bottom of the 8th when Angel drives Jacobs in with a hit, and Jacobs is safe on a collision at the plate. Then it's the top of the 9th, and LA gets the bases loaded with no outs. Their best hitters at the plate. He nearly gets a home run, but then after that, he hits a ball that's a dribbler in front of the plate. Dion grabs it. He steps on home for the 4th. Then he throws to third for the double play, and then from third, it's thrown to second. They turn the triple play. It's bananas, and they win the World Series. The end.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I will give them full credit. They don't give us an epilogue or anything. They're like, we know you're done. It's fine.
We know you're done. There's actually a moment in this book I wanted to also point out. They talk about how Pappas is making bad calls based on the laptop, and he goes, everyone knows a right-handed pitcher should be brought in to face a left-handed batter. I was like, No, it's supposed to be a left-handed pitcher to face a left-handed batter because the left-handed pitcher can't see the release point of a left-handed bat. And I was like, I was like, that's just such a basic baseball thing. It's like you go same for matching pitchers and batters if you're trying to get an advantage. Nope. No, they go opposite. That's okay. Cool. Shows how much Dion knows. Jesse, what'd you think of this book?
Book is a generous term. I mean, it is shaped like one, and it's probably bound like one, but I don't know. Like, I imagine there was no hero's journey. There was no forward action. I'm pretty sure. I guess Throttle Bottom's the antagonist, but really it just seems like the concept of baseball was.
Yeah. Baseball in general is the enemy.
It seems to be missing many things that must be needed to tell a story. This, I will say, it does in fact seem like we stumbled on someone's diary.
Yeah.
This has the quality of a person whose diary we found opened up to a random page and just started reading for exactly 14 entries. And then we're like, well, that's enough of that. And then closed it and walked away.
Yeah. Right. It does sound like something that someone wrote not for anyone but themselves.
Right.
And possibly not even for themselves.
Yeah. Because he would know all the things he's talking about in here when he mentions a character. But we do not have any clue what he's referring to. We just assume, all right, yep, no, that's that person. Like, okay.
Nope. That's them. Phil?
I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is the worst Worlds of Power book we've read. This is the worst, and they are all pretty bad. Rather than go on and belabor the point over this being poorly written, poorly conceived, poorly plotted, poorly adapted, I'm just good. Bases Loaded 2 came out in 1990. It has no plot line, so I'm just going to read a small list of games that came out in 1990 that have plot lines that might have adapted well. The Immortal, there's one.
Sure.
We already did Snake's Revenge. That one. No, we didn't. There was no Snake's Revenge. And Mega Man 3, we could have done that. I believe Journey to Silius has some sort of plot line. Chrysalis, why not?
Chrysalis would have been good.
Absolutely. Star Tropics. I would have accepted the Adventures of Lolo 2 at this point, and that was. I will say that this one is actually the junior version of Worlds of Power books. Like this one and Mega Man 2 are actually.
So it's about I think that the only thing that makes a difference though is it's like 20 pages shorter.
Exactly, and that's the blessing. The blessing is at least it's 20 pages shorter. It's half an hour that I got to spend ignoring my child.
your son. With your son. You got time back with your child, and you don't have to think of Cats in the Cradle while you're reading this book.
I still did though.
You still did.
I still did.
But, I went down the rabbit hole with you just now. and I went to go look up games from the 1990, 1991, and one of them stood out to me.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, no, this what? On Google, it's just called Sex Olympics, and I'm like, huh. So I clicked it. I clicked it, and this might be the greatest name I've ever. Alternatively titled Brad Stallion in the Sex Olympics. That's the name of a game that existed that from 1991. Could have made a book on that.
The finale of the Brad Stallion series.
Look at the cover on this thing.
That he made it to the Sex Olympics. He actually had to work for it.
Erotic
oh my God, they're selling it on
adventure.
eBay for $2,500.
It's so
Phil,
funny.
This is literally up your alley.
It got a 6% a review from Amiga, which is very funny.
I have to play this game.
Back when Phil was a more made YouTube videos, he had a series called Phil Plays a Porno.
Yeah. And this is built for that.
Oh,
this is like
I can't believe
my God.
This exists.
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is just a dirtier version of Leisure Suit Larry.
I'm like, graphics wise, I'm kind of impressed. I'm like,
I actually am too.
Some of these
Those
screenshots
look like real
I'm
boobs. That's crazy.
I'm like, look at them. So there was lots of things they could have done rather than just a baseball game that had no plot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They're
I'm just going to read the plot of Sex Olympics real quick
please.
from Wikipedia.
Okay.
Dr. Dildo has entered the eponymous Sex Olympics to further his plans of world domination.
So there's a full-on. He's back. Dr. Dildo's back.
He's back.
Yeah, that's already more setup than this book.
Headquarters is assigned Brad Stallion, government agent and captain of the phallic spaceship, the Big Thruster, to compete
Just in
against
case you
him.
didn't notice that it was phallic.
Right.
Over the course of the Sex Olympics, both Dr. Dildo and Brad Stallion seek to have sex with as many women as possible. Brad Stallion must visit several different planets to accomplish this.
Hold on. See, I need to know if it's just like Brad's going around sexing or if it's like competitions. Like, is it like,
It's a competition.
But like, if it's the Olympics, is there like a luge? Like figure skating?
Oh,
is there like a sprint?
Is it the basically California Games of sex?
Yeah,
right.
It's like the Mario Sonic Olympic of sex. Yeah.
This is the fourth Brad Stallions game. It started in 1988 with Sex Vixens.
Oh, thank
from
God.
Space.
Yeah.
1989 with Planet of Lust, which was followed up by 1989's The Bride of the Robot, which, oh boy. And finally came to climax, let's say, with the 1990s Sex Olympics, a new Brad Stallion for a new decade.
Yeah.
They Might Be Giants released Flood, and Brad Stallion released the Sex Olympics. So I'm going to find these games and play them. They have to be under abandonware somewhere.
They have to. Oh yeah, My Abandonware. You should check that. See if they're
ridiculous
on My Abandonware.
I'm gonna play these games.
Speaking of playing, we.
Well, that was quick.
Yep. Thanks, abandonwaredos.com.
Oh God. Speaking of playing games, we end every episode by asking one question. So I'll start with Phil. Phil, what are you playing?
Oh, I am playing. I'm still playing Occlude, which I'm enjoying. It's kind of I explained in the last episode. It's solitaire, and every game of solitaire has a different like tarot card assigned to it, and each one of them has a different story attached to it.
So Balatro Solitaire,
kind of, but it's also horror themed, and each story, if you will, has a secret rule. You can't you're trying to play solitaire in the standard ways, but each one of them has a secret rule that you have to figure out through gameplay to basically unlock the full story behind them. And I'm slowly accumulating like props on my desk that have notes on them and some. It's weird, and I'm enjoying it a lot. It's definitely worth a look. I also played a couple of demos. I played the demo for Loan Shark, which was bonkers. Speaking of, we talked a lot about loan sharks.
Hey.
It's apparently the full game. I forget if it's out or not. Is like half an hour long. So I don't know what the fuck it's doing with the demo. But the demo was like 5-10 minutes long. You're literally, I think, an Italian fisherman who owes some mobster or something like the equivalent of $1 million, and you have to catch fish and sell fish to pay off this loan shark, and you meet a magical fish, and strange things continue. And I will say the demo ends on a pretty bizarre, startling note, which I got a real kick out of. And I Jesse, I've been talking about how this is the year of my low effort gaming. I'm going to be playing like the games that I can finish pretty quickly, that have a story, or that are like just like card games and shit like that. That's what this is for me. And so that one fits the bill. I might have to pick that one because it's weird as shit. It looks interesting. But
similar games that you've played, Dredge and Mouthwashing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it's got
Based
got
on your
vibes
description,
for
that
both
sounds accurate.
Yeah, it tracks. But the one that I the demo I played this week that I think is the most interesting was Slots and Daggers. This is it's a role-playing game, roguelike kind of situation, but it's the mechanic is slot machine. And it's done in kind of a weird, I don't know what they're doing. It's almost like a weird post-apocalyptic-y, Fallout-y kind of thing, but it's a fantasy game at the same time. It's got some real style to it. It's really, really very interesting, but I have to admit, while playing it, I got addicted to it pretty quick. The demo really gets you, and I couldn't help but go, so this is just what games are now. Like, it's like you could start at Vampire Survivors and get a direct line to the, because it's like bing, 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 you know, you win your shit, and it's still got the grimdark post-apocalyptic shit going on, but you're still, I made some money, that's awesome. And it's the cynical part of me is like, Jesus Christ, this is just what we're doing. This is just what games are now. But then again, I also pumped 2 hours into it this afternoon, so it is what it is. Yeah, I'm of two minds about it, as you may have noticed. I think it's really interesting. I think the art direction is really cool. I think it's streamlined, and it's satisfying. It's got that roguelike kind of thing of you know, you're not going to win the first or second or third or fourth go through, and you're just building up your abilities. You're learning what kind of weapon combinations you like. You're unlocking, you have 3 panels for your slot machine, and you can eventually unlock a 4th and a 5th one, stuff like that. And it's really well done. I don't recognize a damn thing this developer has done otherwise. It's Friedman, I guess, but like none of this. It's a whole bunch of random ass kind of indie looking games that I have no experience with. But this one is really interesting. I think it's got style. It's got the addictive quality, and it has me sitting there going, I don't know, Jesus Christ, oh God. But that's a good problem to have, I think. So, yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Jesse, what are you playing?
A lot. I mean, right now is I don't even know where to start. I'm going to completely skip over Hades 2 and Silksong because they exist. We know they exist. They're awesome. Moving on. And also depending on when this goes out, I may be playing Final Fantasy Tactics right now. But
Oh yeah, true.
Hey.
Currently, demo-wise, I just played a demo for Let's Build a Dungeon, which is a game where you make an MMO. Like, you're creating an MMO, and it is super silly and fun, and you have to keep it going. You can just decide you want to make it a like cash grab thing if you want. You can get real weird. It's very fun.
Oh, that looks fun. That's
looks
cute.
pretty Cool.
Yeah. And then I am obsessed and will always be obsessed with FMV games. Excuse me. And so I love FMV games, always have. And so I just played 2 that I'm currently in love with because they're completely different. One is Road to Empress, which is a Chinese-produced production that may have the highest production quality I've ever seen in the history of any FMV. That looks like a C-drama, and it is straight up a game that has the exact same world as Game of Thrones, basically, where one choice will get you killed. And so the premise is you are a courtesan who has gone to this 7th century emperor's, capital. You are there to be one of the many courtesans, and your objective is to last as long as you can and get as high as you can, because all the other courtesans are plotting against you, and everyone's trying to take you out, but you're trying to take them out.
Amazing.
But you also don't want to stand out. You don't want to stand out. You don't want to do it. So you have to walk a fine line. But you also need to know a little bit of like Chinese history, a little bit.
Yeah.
And especially if you're like a Dynasty Warriors player like me, and you're like, Mandate of Heaven, I know what to do, right? There's a great example is when you start the game, it sets you up for failure. You'll meet a girl and she's like, oh my God, my best friend from when we were young. I didn't know you were gonna be here. My mother brought you this pin to stick in your hair because it's so beautiful, just like you. Please take it. And you're like, oh no, I couldn't. And then the like lead courtesan in charge shows up and she's like, whose is this? And she shows off the pin. And you can say it was my friend's, you can say it's yours, or you can say that it's someone else's. If you say, oh, that's mine, because your friend gave it to you as a gift, and you don't know whether she's going to get in trouble, so you're saying, it's mine. You are punished so severely, you end up dead. Because she's like, because the head courtesan's jealous of its beauty or whatever. So from that point on, the moment you start, it's like, learn a lesson. Don't do it. So you straight up have to play like you are one of the mysterious characters who always gets people killed in Game of Thrones. Like, you're either Littlefinger or Varys. You have to do one of those. You have to, like, long con everyone. Everyone's your friend, but also you'll betray them whenever you can. It's crazy. So that's very fun. And then I played another opposite game called the Fame Game. And it is a game where you are a man who is in Hollywood. I must stress to you, everything you're about to look up, I see the two of you looking. You will think it's porn. I swear, you will be like, is this porn? It's not even remotely. But all the advertising, all the clips, the intro cinematic, when you get to the title screen, it plays like this sort of piano melody. And then it shows like Hollywood, scenes from Hollywood. But then immediately cuts. And then music that sounds like the Ride of the Rohirrim starts playing. And it's just women in bikinis, women in like, underwear hitting on you, characters from the game. And you're like, what the hell is this game? So anyway, I had to play it. And you are a man who is in LA for your very first day. You have joined your best friend on the set of I think it's like the #1 daytime soap opera. And stuff goes down on the set. The lead actor is fired, and they need someone to fill in right now. And because you're so incredibly handsome, apparently, and the only reason I can deduce that you must be handsome is because you have the charisma of a brick. But every single person on set is like, my God, the things I would do to you. You're like, what do you? So you must be beautiful because you are the most boring man who ever lived. And so they give you the job, and now you have to navigate being famous overnight with every single female character in the show / in your life / now it's like, are we dating? Can we date? And if anything, it made me trust everyone less. I was like, I don't even know you. Like, I'm worried about. So very fun, incredibly silly. I love FMV games. They are great.
I'm adding it to my wish list.
We've actually got I put an FMV game novelization on our calendar.
Holy shit! Which one?
Tex Murphy under a Killing.
Yo, I love Tex Murphy.
Yeah. So
awesome.
We're gonna be doing that one soon.
Oh god. Actually, that's what was the other one that was? We did an FMV point and click. What one was that? A couple of months ago. The horror one.
You're not talking about Gabriel Knight, are you?
No, not Gabriel Knight.
That was the second one, was an FMV.
Hold on. I'm gonna fucking.
I wonder if there's a novelization of Night Trap.
Seventh Guest.
Seventh Guest. Oh, and 11th Hour.
Yeah. We read the novelization of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We run into a lot of random shit like that. It's great.
Yeah. So I'm playing. I was playing Silent Hill F.
Oh wait, should I have been like, Kev, what are you playing?
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm playing Silent Hill F. Actually, I finished it for the most part. So
how long did it take you to finish it for the most part?
Well, I played 90% of it, and then a friend of mine was like, posted something about like, oh man, the true ending is terrible, and I was like, okay. I kind of like killed my motivation, so I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna watch the ending, because I wasn't having like the best time with it already. So I watched the endings, and it's like, it's fine, and I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it falls into some trope stuff that I'm like, oh, I fucking hate that storytelling wise. Like, it's one of those things that if it happens in a story being told to me, it's like, oh, we're losing 5 points, 5 out of 10 points right there, because it drives me up a wall.
You have me worried. So, I'm currently 4 hours in.
Okay.
And I definitely have had that moment where I've said to myself, I swear to God, this turns out to be a dream. Or this turns out to be any sort of, I was like, I'm going to lose my mind. Because Silent Hill does that kind of like, it's emotional purgatory. Sometimes, and then sometimes it's legitimately a cult. It depends on the game.
It's like a legitimately a cult. It's like, and that's the thing about Silent Hill 2, right? Where it's like, it's emotional purgatory, but it's also happening.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's it's both a dream that's actually happening.
At the end. Like, it isn't you woke up. And so for this one, this is Silent Hill F. It kind of has like, is this purgatory? Or is this real? Is this a real? Like, there's things happening where the things that are happening, I'm wondering to myself, is this a dream? Are we dreaming?
Yeah.
And if that's the case, if that's what you're telling me, and I hope it's not, I will be like,
I'm not telling you anything. Okay. I will confirm nor deny anything that kills me about it. I was already like, here's the thing. I was like, man, like 5 hours in, I was like, man, I fucking love this game. And then like, I'm like 9 hours in, I'm literally on like the last area or whatever. And I just kind of like ran out of steam with the combat bullshit, where it's just like, oh, there's too much combat for Silent Hill stuff. It's like, kill all the enemies. Like, no, James Sunderland would just fucking book it, through this area. Yeah. So that's kind of where I was. So I don't know. Silent Hill F, I was just like, okay. Silk Song, love it. I actually am most of the way through Act 3 at this point, but it's kind of like it's my Steam Deck game, so I only play it when my wife and I are winding down for the night, and we have some sitcom on in the background that we've seen 1,000 times before we go to bed. So it takes a while to get through that. But new game that I just started like an hour before we came on, I started playing Hell Is Us. Which seems interesting, and Jesse, have you read Blood Meridian?
Yes.
Okay. There's a
it's
guy,
one of the books we reference a lot in this show.
There's a guy in the fucking opening cutscene that is literally Judge Holden.
Having seen that opening and played a little bit of this game, weird is like not even the right way to describe it.
Yeah.
This game is very strange.
Very strange.
Some characters seem like they shouldn't exist, and other people are just people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing it, and I'm like, this feels like somebody watched or played through Pathologic 2 and then decided to make a Dark Souls out of it.
Whoa. Yeah, there's
Jesus Christ.
It is straight up just like, we have to go back so I can learn more about my family. But they're in a war zone, like a real ass war zone where a war is happening. But also, there's an ancient mystery of a queen who had magic powers. You're like, what is this game?
And then the first thing I did was I found some old man. I was like, "What's up, old man?" He's like, "I'm just hanging out here, hoping to kill some sabs." And I was like, "Are we in the middle of a war crime thing going on right now?"
Dude's like, "They killed my boys, so I'm gonna get my revenge." And he's like, "Damn, all right, we're like doing a thing." And then immediately after, it's like, "Go into this cave and learn the lore of an ancient queen who had magic powers." And you're like, "What? What are we doing?" It's
like, and that's
bizarre.
like, or not. It was like, or not. It's like the game. At the first thing that pops up in the game is like, we're not gonna fucking tell you what to do. There's no quests. There's no nothing.
There's no map. There's
no map.
Nothing. One of the quests is literally follow the wind chimes into the forest. They'll lead you to a thing, and you're like, okay. It's very old school gaming style, but also it's insane. I bless them for taking a swing.
It's huge, just a huge, massive swing. I feel like I need something a little bit more weird and just like less tunnel vision-y than like something like, because Silent Hill F is a very linear game. You know, you're just going. And Hell Is Us, I popped in and I was like, oh, it's just gonna get weird. Okay, fine. But yeah, no, that's all I've been playing. So that brings us to the end of the episode. Jesse, thank you so much for being on.
My pleasure. Yeah. Also, sorry for anyone out there who didn't play Silent Hill 2.
You know what? I think that the statute of limitations is up on Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like we said James Sunderland did anything in particular.
Right. There's no reason that he would have to be in some sort of emotional purgatory.
James Sunderland did nothing wrong. I think we can all accept that.
I'm gonna get
are you in your own emotional purgatory right now?
Are you asking if I'm married with children? Yes.
I'm gonna get a MAGA red hat that just says James Sunderland did nothing wrong. All the questions that could be raised are answered by my hat.
Yeah, it's all right there.
Jesse, do you got anything to plug or pitch for those folks that are listening?
Sure. Yeah, you can find me over on youtube.com/Jesse Cox or twitch.tv/Jesse Cox. I'm on way too many podcasts at this point. I do Cox and Crendor, which is like a spoof of a morning show. I do Chilluminati, which is a show that is myself and good boy Mathis and Alex doing paranormal things and UFOs and whatnot. And then I am on the Star Wars Whole Canon Book Club, and then on Fridays I do Geekenders, which is our weekend show where we kind of be nerds and hang out. And then I'm doing all sorts of stuff. I'm making games. I'm involved in also. If you want, please go buy any game from the Monster Prom series. I would love that. And also, I got a few other games coming out I'm working on.
Hell yeah.
So more to come. Yeah.
More to come. Well, thanks everybody for listening. You can find us on the social medias at PixelitPod, Blue Sky, Instagram, not Twitter anymore. And you can go to patreon.com/PixelitPod. Jump into our Discord through there. Thank you so much for listening and have a good evening.